What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the PCL. This is week 11 and we will be taking on JB with his Arkansas Razor wins. Just a little heads up, we do need to, depending on how things go, we do need to win this battle for sure. This is a must win. If things went crazy, we could have lost this match, could lose this match, and like a low, like a 1-2-3, something like that loss. And then also, if we win this game, potentially our week 12 is not a must win, potentially. And so we'll just kind of see how things go for week 12. So possibly week 12 will be a meme battle if me and Austin are either locked in or locked out. We will be doing a meme battle, so we'll kind of see how that goes. Do something a little different this week. I am going to talk a little bit about the team here. I'll do it just real quick because I'm not going to zoom in on this. Well, actually, I might could. Hang on. See if I can't click this instead. Nope. Not as good. I'll do it real quick because it's not zoomed in and I know that sucks. Or I guess I could just... okay, whatever. Just real fast run through. I am a max defense Culper Berry Mew with Will-O-Wisp, Aura-Sphere, Stealth Rock, Roost. It's there kind of to stop Mega Gyarados, or at least slow it down. And definitely can be a pretty solid rocks user and a pretty awesome wall. Now, the nickname is BM for Bad Manners because I did have some bad manners in that first game that I played JB. I'm not going to bring it back up, but that is why it's nicknamed that. So if JB thinks it's nicknamed anything different, it's not. It's just kind of a, just saying those bad manners, if that makes sense. Moving on, we have Rory, the Jolteon with, I brought it again. I was a mad lad and brought it again. Synchronoise, Volt Switch, Hidden Power Ice, and Shadow Ball. Flame Orb, Quick Feet. I love Choice Specs on this thing, or Life Orb even, but I also don't like being outsped by like Scarf Lando, maybe even potentially like a Scarf. What was that? Zero Aura, something like that. But something to some crazy set, basically. Scarf Lele. There's many things that could have been scarfed that I just did not want to deal with. And just max special attack, modest, because we didn't really need too much speed with our quick feet to outspeed a lot of things. Moving on, we have Goldoa, the Choice Scarfed Infernape. Do have U-Turn, Earthquake, Hidden Power Ice for that Lando T, as I do need a little bit of chunk of chip damage, and I can take out Lando T with an HP Ice, and he just does not appreciate close combats. And we will outspeed, I believe we outspeed a +1 Mega Gyarados. I'm pretty sure that's what the speed tier is for. We do have Ari the Milotic, if you get that reference, let me know. A very weird set. That is just a random amount of SPDF. I just couldn't come up with a number. Didn't want to calc anything at the point that I was making this Milotic. I just gave it a chunk. Just a chunk. I don't know. Just some so that I could live an electric type attack from Zera Aura. If he put, it had to be like a guess if he was not going for Plasma Fist because he knows I'm bulky. And I was Wakan Berry to live that as well. And I very much valued either a Toxic or trying to Scald Burn that Zera Aura. That's why the Wakan Berry is there. And then Marvel Skill is because I wanted to possibly swap into like a Burn or a Toxic. And so that, he would be helping me out, basically. Moving forward, we do have I Jump, Kick, Miss, the Haxorus. Now that speed there is enough for us to outspeed everything on his team minus Scarfers. Or no, I think it does. It even outspeeds the Scarf Mienshao at that point. As I was very afraid of a Scarf Mienshao, and I do have a chunk of HP there so that I can live on, with a couple different hits from different mons, get my Eye Papa Berry, puts me back in range to where I can live another hit. That way I can get the 2 Dragon Dances off. Last but not least, we do have Barry the Rabambi with Quiver Dance, Moonblast, Hidden Power Ice, and Bug Buzz. Basically your standard Rabambi set. I didn't see a couple of our mons coming in this game, to be honest. And I think that's about it. I can go ahead and pull this out of here, and we can go right into the battle. I hope this audio is not too loud for you, because it's so quiet on my end. I thought, I turned it up some. Oh, that's probably really loud. Yeah, I want to turn that down. I'm pretty sure that's too loud, but sorry about it if it's too loud. It's just so quiet on my end. I thought, yeah, let me turn it down somewhere. We'll see how that goes. Sorry if I just blew your guys' ears away. I can't tell on your end what the music sounds like. Okay, sue me. So for starters, let's take a look at his team. He does have Mienshao, Decidueye. I was like, what? Okay, interesting. Lando T, Zero Aura. I did predict the 3 of those 4. Magma Water came. I was like, oh my god, really? Okay. And then Swellow. I did not predict half of his team. Half of his team, like Tapu Lele not coming, crazy. Mega Gyarados not coming, also crazy. Let me pull up his team real quick. Oh. Here. Let's see if I predicted anything else to come that didn't come. I forget already. Let's see. I thought Empoleon had a good chance of coming. I thought Slurpuff had a good chance of coming. And maybe, possibly even Kyurem. I wasn't sure. Like an Assault Vest Kyurem I considered, as I wanted to take hits from a couple different things. But let's go ahead and get this battle started and let's just look at this gorgeous battle. Oh, I just love this so much. 1080p battles should be the norm. I wish this was what the 3DS looked like. He goes ahead and he sends in Shaolin, his Mienshao. I go ahead and lead off with Rory, as I was hoping I could get the prediction right here so that I could get my Flame Orb up, but I was like, I'm not going to risk that. If he's Scarfed, I do not outspeed. So I go ahead and send in the Melodic, the Melodic, and it does click knockoff here. That's kind of sucks because we do lose our Wakan Berry. It does tell him a little bit of our tech as well, so he might think I'm not Marvel Scale, and so that's why he may never send in like a Lando. In comes the Oliver Queen, the Decidueye, and I just fired off a Toxic because I knew nothing wanted to take this Toxic for him, and I was pretty sure he wasn't going to stay in there because he could have been Choice Scarfed into knockoff. And I'm like, okay, well, this is not a good situation. I can take a Leaf Blade. I need to recover this off. I can stall this Leaf Blade, but he possibly doesn't have it because he U-turns out, possibly thinking I'm going to U-turn, not wanting to take that Leaf Storm. He does send in Conquistador, and I do recover. Now, I knew this thing could have a Grass move, could have Thunderbolt, could have many different things. It's not his Z user, though, so I know that. And in comes a Power Herb Solar Beam. Like, the tech, man? The tech? Like, what the heck? I don't know why he thought this was going to do some damage. Let's see, what does it do? Like half, I think. So if I had recovered here, that would have been genius, because I thought he was going to Thunderbolt. I didn't, or maybe like Hidden Power Grass or something like that. And I knew Scald was going to do close to half or a little over. And his Thunderbolt does go ahead and take me out here. So if I had recovered there, it could have been a little bit different. Could have changed the game some, but that's okay. It was not predicting Solar Beam, so it was a good bring. It was a very good bring. It does some damage, actually. I send this in, and I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure he has HP Ice, and it does not put me in Papa Berry range, so therefore Dragon Dancing twice is out of the picture. So I go ahead and just take this thing out with an Earthquake, as I have no rock, or there's no rocks up on my side or spikes or anything like that, so I have a free switch out if I need to. And in comes Reverberate, and I'm like, oh boy. I definitely don't outspeed this thing because I have very little speed on this, like 100 speed. Do not want to take a Facade or a Brave Bird or a Boom Burst, since I have no idea what this thing's set is. And he does go ahead and click U-turn. I'm like, okay, well, it still doesn't really tell me what his set is, but I check it. And he is adamant with a good chunk, I think 252 attack. I forget if he's adamant or Jolly. It could have been either one, but I forget at this point. And I'm like, okay, this is a free Will-O-Wisp right here, as I do have the Colbur Berry if he has knockoff, and other than that, he has nothing that he wants to hit me with. Because I think it even gets Throat Chop, but I can eat one of those, no problem. So I go ahead and I click Will-O-Wisp on this thing, and now this thing is just shut down, as I don't believe he has any special moves, that or he never shows them. I'm not sure, but I do shut this thing down pretty hard, as he's doing like 8% with knockoff. Like, we are max HP, max defense, bold. This is not doing anything to us. We do get a free back up to full here. If I had leftovers, not like, you know, they wouldn't have been knocked off at that point. Leftovers would have been so nice in this battle, but the Cobble Berry actually helps us out tremendously. Now, I do believe that he's clicking U-turn here. That's what I predict. Once this Lando comes back in, I'm like, okay, he's just gonna fire off a U-turn at this point. And yeah, that's what he does. But I was like, if he stays in and tries to like set up or anything like that, I'm gonna click Will-O-Wisp just to make it safe, you know. I don't want him to kill me with that. In comes Oliver Queen again. Smart play to eat that Will-O-Wisp. And any offensive move I wanted to go for there, like even an Ice Beam probably would not have done much here, as I was 0 special attack. I do go ahead and I roost up on this thing because I can take a Spirit Shackle pretty easily. Like I think it does like 50, 60%, something like that. He does go ahead and fire off a Defog here, and I'm like, okay, he's just kind of getting toxic stalled at this point. And I can just keep firing off my rocks as well to scare some of, like his Swellow, keep that Swellow out. So he does, I believe he clicks Leaf Blade here, probably predicting me to go back into Milotic. That, or he doesn't have Spirit Shackle. I'm not sure. We just see U-turn, Defog, Leaf Blade. So he could have had like a tech move. I don't know. I do just want to fire off some roosts here, as I really don't want him to put me into range of Spirit Shackle if he actually does end up having it. And he just does click Defog again here, as he really wants his Swellow to come in safely. And I'm like, no, that's not happening. I gotta keep these rocks up. You can fire off all the damage you want on me. I've got to keep these rocks up to keep Swellow from all of this U-turn, and to keep it from get some chip damage on some other mons. In comes the burb, and I'm like, oh god. Well, right now will tell me if this thing is burnt and Facade, and he is burnt and Facade. So I'm like, ah, great. Checking the damage, it's doing roughly 50 or so, roughly. Even with all the rolls that I get here, I still don't know if he's Jolly or Adamant. I can't remember if it was. I don't think I ever figured it out, because like, basically he was getting mid rolls for either, like either max on Jolly or mid Adamant rolls. Like spoiler, this goes on for a little bit. So all of his rolls seemed to be confusing, basically. There was never a low one that told me that it was definitely Jolly, and there was never a high one that told me it was definitely Adamant. And okay, so my only plan here, because my only attacking move, as you guys saw earlier, was Aura Sphere. Aura Sphere does roughly 38-ish to 43-ish, somewhere, or 37 to 43, somewhere along those lines. And that's if he has 0 HP investment. Now, he does not tell me after the battle if he has HP investment. So my goal here is to either A, roost stall this burn away, which I know won't be able to happen. I do not have enough roosts at this point, so that will not be an option. Or get 2 low rolls. I need to get 2 low rolls if I go for that offensive move. But I need to get him in range of 2 Aura Spheres. So he's getting a couple higher rolls here. I'm like, ugh, it's not looking good. Because I really need to be at max to go for this Aura Sphere, and he needs to be in range of 2 of my Aura Spheres. So he just keeps firing this off, hoping for a crit, which is understandable. He keeps getting mid rolls every time or so, depending if it's Adamant or Jolly. I'm still looking, I'm still calculating. I'm like, man, if he has any HP, this is just not smart. I need to keep roosting. Even if I get crit, that's okay, I believe, because I believe I'd have enough HP gotten back from the crit that I would at least be able to get like 1 Aura Sphere off, get this thing really low, come back in with something like maybe Jolteon or something along those lines. Well, no, I don't have Quick Feet yet. I'd have to sack something off, basically. Or I could go into Infernape. But I would be losing my Mew, which would be huge. So I do click Roost, I believe a few more times. Let's see. I should probably it's almost over. I'll just put it that way. I don't like fast forwarding it, because then I might show you something that you don't want to see and spoil it. Let's see, one more time. I think this is the turn. So let's wait for it, just so I'm not retarded. So I am at full HP, get knocked down to 102, and I do click Aura Sphere, and again, this is a roll, but I crit. If he has no HP, it was a roll to put him into burn, to either kill or put him into burn damage range. Either way, I got the crit, and that could have mattered. I don't know his HP. I do believe this thing is scarfed again, and we are absolutely max defense, so this does nothing. So I do go ahead and click up Roost. I do only have 2 Roosts left. So after that's another reason why I wanted to go for Aura Sphere the time that I went for Aura Sphere. So I do click Roost here again, leaving me with 1 Roost. I think 1 Roost, potentially, or maybe I have 2 left at this point. We will figure that out as time goes on. I do want to save my BM here, and I believe he's going for Defog. So I do switch into this to get a free Flame Orb activation, as this is going to die to Melodic's Toxic, and I will be able to Volt Switch out if need be with Jolteon. In comes Shaolin the Mianshao. So this is probably telling me it's Scarf, so I do go ahead and I click Volt Switch. And this does like 60-something%. That's a massive damage. And I go right back into Mew, the MVP of this battle so far, and he sadly KOs himself with High Jump Kick. This thing came to both battles, and this thing missed both High Jump Kicks that it clicked. In comes this Lando T, dropping my attack again. Not really mattering, as his Earthquake, Knockoff, all of those do nothing to us. He could have probably played like U-turn shenanigans since I was almost out of Roosts, but I guess he might not have been counting. So I do go ahead and I click my last Roost, I believe, or possibly one more. I think there's possibly one more. So I do click Will-O-Wisp here, as he does go for Stone Edge, which lands, but it just doesn't do hardly any damage. I am very, very bulky. And I do land the Will-O-Wisp, basically countering this Lando T. This Lando T can do nothing to me at this point now. Unless he was some crazy, like, Rest Talk, Earthquake, Stone Edge set. I don't know. This does 136 down to 103. So 33 damage. So I'm like, alright, at this point, I'm gonna get some rocks up because my Aura Sphere, I'm calcing, and at this point I'm like, Mew's dead. Mew can die off for all I care. My Aura Spheres do 10%, like 8 to 10 every time. And I'm like, that's nothing. So he keeps clicking Stone Edge here, aiming for a crit, I'm assuming, which I don't know if that even would have killed me at 103. Let's see, I can do the calc while we're waiting here. I'm at 103 HP. Let's see, Lando. I have no idea what his set is, as he never shows off what his set was. So he burned, crit, Stone Edge, was still like doing 16 to 20%. So nothing. I mean, so that miss helped a little bit as well on the differential, as Earthquakes would have, I believe, took me out a little bit quicker. So I do click Aura Sphere here. I will click Aura Sphere a handful of times until this thing dies. So I think this time I will speed it up a little bit. Basically, we just keep firing off attacking moves until one of us dies. He does click Stone Edge a couple more times. Miss one time, I believe, other than that one we saw earlier. And he does go down to burn damage. So far that is 3 kills for Mew, 1 for Haxorus, 1 for Milotic. in comes the already burnt 0 aura, and I'm like, at this point, I do not need to save differential. This Mew is staying in here. I do not have roost or anything like that. It left. I do not have any roosts left, and my aura spheres are doing like a chunk, like 25%. So if he's so badly burnt, and I'm so bulky, maybe I can just live these and take him out. But I don't want to like BM and try and save differential on purpose by like switching out into something that can take a burn to Plasma Fists. This Z Fire Punch does 28 damage. I'm guessing that was for Mega Mawile, but that does 28 damage. So we are netting about 30-ish% with the burn and the Aura Sphere damage here on this 0 aura. And oh, that sick move, man. I wish Plasma Fist got its own Z move. That'd have been so cool. Still is not doing enough damage to take us out. And Aura Sphere, I believe now is a 3-hit KO from this point, so 2-hit KO, 2-hit KO. He is going to fire off one more Plasma Fist, which this has got the coolest animation. I think this is one of the coolest animations in the whole game, even with Z moves and everything. It's so cool. Taking us down to 12 HP. Crazy that doesn't kill from that range. And we do knock him out with Aura Sphere, so that is 4 kills Mew, 1 Milotic, 1 Haxorus. So this does put us into a really good position for playoffs. Let me stop the video. It does put us in a huge position for playoffs. If Root wins, I think, if Root wins versus Austin this week, which at this point has not happened yet. So if Root wins in week 11 versus Austin, then if Root loses in week 12, or loses in week 12, then my battle doesn't mean anything. So let's see what Root, who does he play? And JB, he does play JB. Oh boy, is JB going to want to win for me? Oh boy, see, JB is probably one of my favorite like YouTubers here. I really enjoy his content, but I think he hates me because of what we did last time. I think he hates me, which sucks because I think he's one of the cooler dudes here. Yikes. Rough. Okay. Anyways, so I have to bank on Root winning week 11 and then losing week 12 to JB. Come on, JB. Please beat Root week 12. If you are seeing this, please beat Root week 12. Let's see. So I'd be, what's the main? Can I even be first? Is it even possible? Technically, it's possible. Okay, so let's see. If I could jump to first if Root wins both. Okay, so JB has to win. Oh, thank God. JB actually has to play his battle. It's such a crazy division that technically any one of us could be in first place after week 12. After week 11 and 12. So, like, depending on who wins versus Root and Austin, they would have a chance at first. Austin would have to get a huge win, though, like an absolute, like a 6-0 or something like that, to put himself in position to it. And then he'd have to beat me week 12. Then the same thing goes for Root. Root would have to, if Root wins both, he could be in first. And then again, if I win both, I could even be in first. So let's see. Currently, we are in playoffs as it stands. We currently would play... Oh, God. Oh, my God. We would currently play Lux again. Which, that ain't going to happen. I'm going to try my best to get in first. And so potentially I would need JB to lose in week 12. For me to jump past him. It's going to be so rough, guys. Anyways, if you guys have enjoyed this so far, please leave a like and a comment. And let them know that you want me back for Season 3. Season 3 will be taking place in Gen 8. I think. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. Whoops. pretend you didn't hear that. I don't know if that's supposed to be public. If it's not, big whoops. Anyways, if you guys have enjoyed this, please leave a like, a comment, and definitely subscribe. Putting it out there now. If we can get to 150 subscribers, which I know it's a tall order when we're only sitting at like 80 or something like that, you'll get a face reveal, and I will walk through my setup on my desk here and my whole house, and you'll get to meet Rory, my cat. So hopefully we can hit that goal sometime soon. Realistically, not right now, but sometime soon. Peace out, guys.